the nation's 4-hour evening show. IP617. Now online. 1, 2, 4.
Snowflakes are falling, 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 and I've got you in my arms. Snowflake, yeah, pretty purple snowflake.
IP617.
DeMarco, DT Playwrighter of the 617 Evening Show. How y'all doing out there in the listening audience? Joining us live on the phone, he's a regular, heard every Tuesday on the Ballentine Show, courtesy of Radio 1 and on NewsTalk 1090 AM WILD Boston, where information is power. With us right now, you can call him the Black Dr. Oz of the Windy City of Chicago. Please welcome Dr. Tinsley, otherwise known as Dr. T. Dr. T, welcome to the iPower 617 Evening Show here on iPower Radio.
Hi, and thank you for having me.
Okay, Dr. Tinsley, people here in the African American communities of Boston, and I myself are wondering how long you've been practicing plastic surgery and a certified doctor and a medical specialist for the African American communities in Chicago and elsewhere.
Well, I've been a private practice plastic surgeon now for 14 years. I've been a black skin researcher for nearly 30 years. And as you know from the Ballentine Show, Black Enterprise Magazine, and other national publications and international publications, I've been a major contributor to the concept in science that black skin really is different. It not only looks different, it has a biochemical and DNA-driven difference. And when you understand black skin, we can achieve flawless, beautiful skin. Not only that, as a surgeon, when you understand black skin, you can minimize scarring, which is can be very devastating to folks in our community, particularly when you talk about something like keloids.
Okay, now, Dr. T, as you already know about the majority of fast foods deeply in the heart of the African American community, especially here in Boston, Roxbury, Dorchester, and Mattapan. Now, we know about the past lawsuits of these restaurants because of the fatty foods that causes amount of weight gain and chemicals we put into our mouths. When some of our people take a fast food joint to court, the judge automatically throws out the lawsuit, and the reason for that was nobody put a gun to the heads of blacks to shove all that garbage in your mouth that causes the amount of weight gain. What causes our hunger to get out of control when we see these fast foods in our communities?
Well, basically, it's like anything else. It's training. Practice makes perfect. If you're a kid eating McDonald's, you'll be a teenager eating McDonald's, you'll be an adult eating McDonald's. However, the adults are in charge of the household, and just because McDonald's in the community doesn't necessarily mean McDonald's has to be in your kitchen or in your kid. So I think those responsible for the groceries are the ones responsible for the diet. So I don't necessarily blame McDonald's or the stores. We have a choice.
Right.
And we educate our children on nutritious food choices, and they grow up making nutritious food choices. They'll teach their children the exact same thing, nutritious food choices. I think McDonald's is a great hamburger every now and then.
Right.
But if you give your kids McDonald's every day, that's not McDonald's fault. That's your fault.
Right. Dr. Tinsley, I would like to talk about the supermarkets that are currently in our communities. But the problem for us is that we don't have healthy supermarkets in our communities, and some blacks who don't have public transportation is not going to take 4 buses and a train and another bus just to get to that healthy food store. What are the healthy foods we can look for, and what foods to buy to keep our skin, our bones, and our bodies to keep from deteriorating in the near future as we get older?
Well, regarding the community where a person might live, there have been many studies on something called food deserts. And in some of the depressed communities, be it Hispanic, black, or otherwise, you live in a food desert. It is very hard to get groceries, period. Now, having said it's difficult to get groceries, you change the subject to quality groceries. Well, that's altogether different topic.
Right.
I guess all we can do is the best we can do. And if the best choices we have available are not the best choices, and we don't have access to, the Whole Foods for economic or geographic reasons, then we just have to do the best we can. And that's really my perspective. I just think that adults just do the best they can for the most part.
Right.
Here again. We have to make a conscious decision about our choices, and sometimes our choices are limited. So if we're looking to blame somebody, I'm not exactly sure whose fault that is. A bad grocery store is better than no grocery store, if you know what I mean.
Right.
In terms of healthy skin, the most important nutrient for skin is actually water. All right, a lot of us don't get enough water.
Right.
64 ounces of water a day is the minimum requirement. You're getting your 8 glasses a day. That's a good choice. The second component to beautiful, flawless skin is actually the condition of the colon. Believe it or not, the condition of the colon has a lot to do with the condition of the skin. If you're walking around with adult active acne, or something we call 5AW, adult active acne in an African American woman, the most common cause is actually constipation. So, sisters, you should be having a bowel movement with every single meal. On an American diet, we accept 1 a day, but that's just accepted. It's really not normal. It should be more like 3 a day.
Right.
If you're, over 25, 30, 45, 50, and you're getting pimples, and you're having less than 7 bowel movements a week, you should strongly consider doing a 30-day colon cleanse. Are there any issues that we're addressing today? I want to give you a number, 312-222-0030. That's the phone number to call if you have any questions whatsoever. If you want to see some of the work that we do with black skin, cosmetic surgery, you hit us on our website. That's drtinsley.com. That's drtinsley.com, drtinsley.com. And if you want to Facebook us, you can do a virtual consult on Facebook. Our Facebook name is Elton, E-L-T-O-N, Tinsley, T-I-N-S-L-E-Y. So Facebook is Elton Tinsley. The website is Dr. Tinsley at drtinsley.com. And the phone number, if you want to order products, you have questions regarding skincare, detox, plastic surgery, mommy makeover. That's our favorite procedure, actually, to do, the mommy makeover. The number is 312-222-0030.
Now, Dr. T, you always talk about razor bumps on the Warren Ballentine show, if I'm not mistaken, on NewsTalk 1090 AM WILD. Anytime African-American males go into these local barbershops in our communities, some of them don't even ask the barbers themselves, is that blade washed, cleaned, or even sanitized before using those clippers to clean the back of my head to prevent razor bumps? That's question number 1. Question number 2, should we be using Gillette or Bic razor products for our skins? And question number 3, should we not be afraid?
Okay. Wait. If you like asking several questions at once.
All right, I apologize. You can answer the first question.
The first question. The condition you're talking about is called epidermolysis folliculitis nuchae. In other words, those bumps along the back of the hairline in African-American men. All it takes is a nick. You're assuming that the clippers of the barber are dirty. Do you know for a fact that the scalp of the client is clean? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's something called an irritation. That irritation can lead to scar formation and can be very difficult to get rid of. We treat that with a compound called Flawless Cream. The first thing a brother needs to do is wash the area with cleansing souffle.
Okay.
Follow that with at nighttime, follow that with a small amount of Flawless Cream to massage in the area. The irritation will calm down first. Then the scars will turn pink, which is confirmation that the medicine is getting into the scar. Then the scar will get softer and finally flatter.
Right.
So they need cleansing souffle to cleanse the area, followed by Flawless Cream, both of which can be shipped in from our office at 312-222-0030. What was your next question now related to the same topic?
Yeah, question number 2. Should we as black men be using Gillette or Bic razor products for our skins?
Well, it's really not so much the manufacturer as it is the content.
Right.
You want to avoid anything that contains alcohol. Me personally, I wash my face with cleansing souffle using a thin lather, then I put on a thick lather, and I use that to shave with. Again, guys, brothers, if you want to try that, you can try 312-222-0030, and it will completely eliminate that shadow you may have from previous shaving. The key to managing black skin is avoidance of dehydration and avoidance of inflammation, both internally as well as externally. So right now you're talking about external in terms of the products that are being used. So brothers, wash your face with a thin lather, shave with a thick lather of the product, Flawless Cleansing Souffle. That little jar lasts about 6 months. It's very rich. It makes a great lather. It's anti-inflammatory. It even smells medical. But it's very good stuff for the skin. Again, I advise you to go to the website and you can look at some before and after pictures at drtinsley.com.
Dr. Tinsley, some of us black men and women have athlete's foot, meaning some of us, well, not me in particular, have crusted feet, don't know how to get rid of those disgusting fungus, the corns of our toes, and the yellowish toenails that is currently on our feet. What is your remedy, your solution, and what is the cause for our feet to be ugly with fungus being crusty and toenails having that yellowish color?
Okay, what you're really talking about is the skin of the foot. Okay, so we're talking about the skin. Step number one is always water. Always water. Always water. All right, doesn't matter if you're talking about the scalp, it doesn't matter if you're talking about the face, it doesn't matter if you're talking about the feet. You got to be well hydrated. Okay, dilution is a solution to pollution. Okay, that's number one. If you do have a fungus is easy to treat. It just takes a very long time. And I recommend antifungal cream. Apply that first thing in the morning before you put your socks or your pantyhose on. That will go away. If you start doing it now, you should be ready by summer and get back into your sandals.
All right, Dr. T, I'm going to hold you over to the next hour. We're talking to Dr. Tinsley from Chicago, Illinois, who can be heard on the Warren Ballentine Show on Tuesdays during the 10 o'clock hour. We're approaching the top of the hour. This is Boston Nation's 4-hour evening show. IP617, DeMarco Playwrighter, the sometimes most hated man here in the city of Boston. And plus, we got Stephon Mason keeping it old school coming up. Hang on.
The CBS Newsbreak is coming up next, courtesy of WBZ News Radio, 10:30 a.m.
617 Radio. Until Thursday.
It's DeMarco Playwrighter. I'm pretty ready. Broadcasting from the city of Boston. 617. Boston Nation's 4-hour evening show.
617 Strictly Business Studios. In Roxbury, Massachusetts.
It's on right here and right now.
IP617. The time is now 5:59 in Boston.
More of the IP617 radio show coming up.
Time for the CBS News Late on this Thursday,
December 23rd, 2010.